I want to share why the local business marketing agency thing is such a struggle to keep the retention. What we've got to understand, and this is especially important if you're new and you haven't been around the block to see just how poorly these guys run businesses. And I mean that with the utmost respect, right? I'm not freaking God, but like what's happening is they think they want more water in the bucket. But what happens is when you pour more water in the bucket, it's sort of just flooding everything else and they're drowning and you're literally murdering them by sending them more leads. Yep. So the problem is almost never the leads. The problem is almost always their internal processes and what they've got going on. And that's why we have to keep doing more and more for them, right? Prepaying, getting the book, that's why these things are great. But we first got to understand why it's failing in the first place. And especially if you're doing Facebook ads, it's a cold lead. Nobody knows how to sell. And we've got to get them to realize that this is a real process. Take them down what the actual customer journey is. So one of the big things that we do that's changed everything is explaining to people the difference between a cold lead and a referral lead. You think that would be common sense, but it's not, right? I mean, hell, we get to a point where, and I don't know how deep I want to go on this, but like we actually coach them on their margins, on their profitability, on a lot of different stuff. Yep. I started coaching a doctor at one point last year, and we were looking at her package, and she was selling a $4,000 package, and she was losing money on. And I'm like, do you never really put them together? And this happens all the time, dude. They don't know their top end margins. They don't know their true margins. They don't know it. They just see revenue, and they don't know what's going on in between. They don't know how much casting, and they don't know how much anything is. So just understand that, like, the businesses that we're marketing for don't know anything about business.
So does that mean the vast majority of people are like, hey, I need marketing, I need more leads, are more like technicians that happen to own a business rather than like real life business owners? Is that correct?
100%. E-myth.
Yeah.
Everybody.
So like, if that's correct, and I'm saying that it is, right? Like if that's correct, then that means the value out of an agency isn't just a lead gen, but full-on business consulting. Is that correct? And just lead gen is how you get them into your world. Is that right?
100%, man. If you want to keep people, if you don't want to hate your clients, I'm sure there's plenty of people in here who go through mega churn, who have gotten frustrated with clients. Let me know in the comments, or let me and Jeff know if you ever had a client that you sent a bunch of leads to and then blamed you for poor quality leads. Just help that. When you secret shop them and they literally just don't even call the lead or don't pick up, or Becky hangs up on them or whatever, right? By the way, if you're not secret shopping your clients, secret shop all your clients. Get the ammo ahead of time, because they never want to believe that Becky or their wife is the worst part of their business. That's the worst. When the wife handles the leads, look out, because then you're like causing rifts in the relationship. And it's bad, right? We've had so many front desks just fired. So anyways, the key here, if we want to really take a different position on the marketplace and stop this dislike, right? Because we're in a situation where if you've been in the game long enough, you start to grow really, I don't say loathsome, but it can be very tiring to deal with clients. There was a point in mid-2018, as I brought up earlier, we went after remodelers for a minute, where I was so sick of the doctors and so sick of, like, you guys don't get it. Like, you just got to call the lead. Like, come on, bro, you just call the lead. But we rechanged everything. In early 2019, I coached a dozen doctors, saw just how broken their processes were, and all over the country. And since then, I've been able to either coach people or coach in a bunch of other industries, or continue talking to people myself. All of them are broken. If sub $5 million, sub $2 million, business is broken. Just know that. In regards to the sales process, they might be able to fulfill really good, but their process is broken. So being able to become like a growth partner is absolutely critical, because differentiate you from the lead generators that are out there. Because when you're a lead generator, and that's a lot of people in here right now, and that's okay. I was too. Well, we all were, right? We're in a race to the bottom right now, because someone's going to come in and do it for $500, and then they're going to do it for $300. And really what's going to happen is everyone's going to be pushed out of business, and your margins are going to be gone, because the person who's doing it at $500 can't profitably scale it past $50K a month, because he doesn't understand the margins when it actually has to grow up. There's a great book called, I think it's like Bigger Margins. Oh boy, I got to get it. Oh man. There's a great book, Bigger Margins, something like that. I'll have to look it up afterwards. They talk about how when you're in price war, and other people are comparing their pricing to you, most people price themselves out of the market. That's why most businesses fail, because they think, oh, well, XYZ doing it at this margin, I need to do it too. And it's like, no, you don't understand. XYZ is 6 months away from going bankrupt because they can't afford to do it, or it's going to be one solo guy who's going to give himself a aneurysm trying to handle all this himself and never hire help, right? Only a matter of time.